Hello, hello.
Weird.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How do?
Now I can hear you.
Now you can hear me. Hot damn.
Should turn off the lawnmower.
What lawnmower?
Sandy's cutting the backyard.
Oh. All right then. Well, hello on another
Cindy.
day of Open Pagan Church. Hope everyone is doing well. Yeah.
We need to cut down their speakers in the background.
Got a little bit of an echo.
Yep.
That's all right. I need to turn down that damn. Change color.
There we go. Good morning, everybody.
Hello. Let's see if that's a little better. Now, the more hair I lose, the more my
Knowledge?
head. Shut up. The more my head reflects shit. Now, hell, I'm gonna look like a mirror here before long.
You get some white baby powder and powder your head. Why do you have two pair of glasses?
Oh, you noticed I was wearing two pair of glasses. Well, there's a story to that. No, that's a little bit. These are 0.5 blue tinted computer glasses that I can wear sitting at my desk, considering I have 5 monitors surrounding me, and I don't have to go back and forth between my 1.5 readers, seeing as how I've gotten more and more blind as I've gotten more and more older.
I don't know how that happens.
So these are my readers that I need for, I don't know, things about what, here, I guess, yeah, right up in there. And these I keep back here in the office because they got a slight blue tint to them, so that I don't have a ripping effing headache by the time I get off work. Right. What are we talking about today? Open Pagan Church. Welcome back. We seem to have taken a bit of a hiatus between the air condition going stupid and all kinds of other things just going completely stupid. But I think we're back. And just so that you guys know, I've already heard a few rumors going around on Facebook that can't remember who the hell it was. Somebody sent me a text from an unknown number and said, I heard Open Pagan Church was shut down by the feds.
Wow, we really must be doing something right now for the feds to notice us. That's awesome.
I know, right? So I sit there and I got a bit of a giggle, and I replied and I said, well, I'm not sure who you are or what planet you're from or what sociological uneducated social network you're on. Well, that could be all of them, from Facebook to Twitter to all the rest of them. But you're obviously an idiot, so have a nice life. Deleted the post and blocked the number. I'm like,
Blocking's a good thing.
Blocking is a good thing. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I'm like, we were out for 2 weeks. Oh my God.
Right? Life happens.
Yes, life, oh boy, life definitely continues happening, whether I'm here or not, or whether Open Pagan Church is here or not. The one thing for sure, life's gonna go on.
Yep.
Although I find it interesting that, well, of course, hell, my cell phone number is posted all over the freaking internet. I don't care. You'd be amazed some of the text I get from some people.
Mm.
Some of them I reply to, some of them I just block. So, anyway. Yeah, well, we're back here, Open Pagan Church. Our topic today is, and of course, Jamie's not here, and she's the one that came up with the topic. So, Jamie, if you decide to watch this later, thank you for the topic. Have pagans lost respect for Mother Earth? What do you think, Discord? Have pagans lost respect for Mother Earth?
Some have. Wholeheartedly believe some have. I think it's become almost a fad, and those who think it's this fad don't have any respect for the earth.
So, how many of you think that in today's life in 2020, how many of us, now listen to this question very carefully because it's a loaded question. Good morning, Dave. How many of us live a lifestyle that is complete and total respect for Mother Earth?
No one.
Absolutely no one.
Right. No one. I don't. My air conditioner goes out, I'm dying.
The trash we throw away.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We live in a consumer-based society. There's no way to control the trash that we dispose of.
Yep.
Yeah, we can recycle, but there are certain things that can't be recycled, like styrofoam, plastics.
Yep. Styrofoam to a degree can be recycled, or it can be repurposed, remelted, and reused.
But it's too costly to do, so they don't do it.
Yeah, that's what I was just fixing to say. It's too cost prohibitive to do.
And Beaumont quit doing their recycle. Because we were doing that for a while, and then they said, no, it's too much. Never mind.
We don't recycle either.
Who said to what?
It's Tasha. We don't. Our municipal garbage service. They say they recycle, but they have us all just throw it in one big pile or one big bin.
Huh.
So at our home, and then they come and get it weekly, and I don't think they recycle at all.
Ah.
And as long as we're using fossil fuels, we're poisoning the earth anyway. So.
Yep.
And everybody wants to drive, so. Yep.
I'm on.
Horse and buggy day again.
Say what?
Horse and buggy day.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least then you could
Well,
use
you
the waste products for the garden.
I can say this though, in the news and everything, on the satellite pictures of Earth when everybody was doing COVID-19 and shut in and stuff.
Yep.
We could see the difference in the atmosphere and everything.
Yep.
Well, of course, there's no emissions coming from cars. There's no emissions coming from planes.
It started to repair itself.
Yeah.
Well, I have an interesting bit of tidbit. Ben's our own respect for Mother Earth.
Go for it.
I watched one of my I'm into a lot of the EV, electronic vehicle videos on YouTube. The only reason I don't drive an electric vehicle is I can't afford the damn things. Yet. But
Yeah, well, the repairs on them are too costly too.
yeah, there is that for now. That too is changing quickly, depending on where you live. I know up here where I live, less than 15 miles up the road, is an EV repair shop.
Cool.
How many
And
charging stations do they have around that area?
they're picking up. Um, Germany last week, memory serves, Germany passed a law that states by the end of 2021, every petrol station will have a charging port. With the petrol station, for every gas pump, there will be an EV charging port.
Yep, and they're also already doing testing solar panels on all the on some certain EV units, where when you're parked, it's already charging and you don't have to charge it into anything.
Right. Also,
Italy's
huh?
doing it. Italy's doing it
Yep.
already.
One day last week, for the first time in the history of UK, the entire United Kingdom had a full 24 hours where they did not use a stick of coal-generated electricity
Cool.
for the first time in the history of the UK.
Miss Jamie.
It's a Jamie.
Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
I text her.
Wake up! Get on here.
Well,
I said,
go ahead.
I just texted her and said, come join us. It's your topic.
Well, true enough. Jamie, have you got anything you want to put in on have pagans lost respect for Mother Earth? I mean, we've been chattering for about 20 minutes or so, talking about, just overall ways. I mean, you think about it. I don't know of a single pagan that lives in total, complete respect for Mother Earth.
I don't think that the term total respect for anything actually happens in our culture.
I agree with that.
Cheers to that as I belly up to another cup of coffee.
But the things,
That's a
I
light
guess,
into
that
the
drive
cigarette.
one of the things that drive me crazy is the simple things that people could do. Not that we have to be absolute, because no one can be, but like stupid things. Like, I drive down the road here and there's a bag of garbage from McDonald's that's in the middle of the road. Well,
I hate that.
not only is that littering, but you're pulling animals out of the forest and out of the ditches to come out and eat the food that's in the bags, and so they're getting slaughtered on the road. There's stupid things that we can do that are easy, that support our environment.
Exactly. Oh, that makes me so mad.
3 words. 3 words. Do your part.
Or at least do the best you can. I mean, if it's something that you can't, we have to drive to work. We have to use fossil fuels for that. We have to heat our houses. We have to have air conditioners because we're old and we are spoiled. We have to do a lot of different things, but there are things that we can do that just because we can't do everything doesn't mean we shouldn't do something.
Yeah, boy, let me tell you about that spoiled. When I got off of work at 4 o'clock Thursday, it was 97 degrees in my office.
Not good on them computers.
The only thing on in this office right now are the computers that are absolutely required to help, to run the house, more or less. But the interesting part of it is, and what really, I know we're a family channel, but it really chapped my ass. I took Friday off to install a new router for the household because the poor old one we had was 5 years old. So I got up Friday morning, got my coffee, went in, sat down and checked the cameras and looked at the office thermometer. It was 70 degrees in this office.
Perfect.
I looked at that and I thought, that can't be right. It was 97 degrees when I left it last night. What the hell? So I walked in here, and sure enough, the air conditioner compressor, whatever was burned up causing the compressor not to kick in, has now kicked in and has been kicked in since sometime Thursday night.
Sounds like it froze up on you, bruh.
It didn't. You know me, that's the first thing I checked is freeze up. It didn't freeze up. It was too goddamn hot to freeze up. There was no ice anywhere.
Huh.
There is some kind.
Strange.
Well, it's Don's house. What do you think I expect?
I was just going to say, welcome to my life. I mean, here I am. Huh?
Living in Pasadena, I had, you know the temperatures in Pasadena. They
Oh,
get pretty
yeah,
hot.
yeah.
I've had that central air unit freeze up on me. It'd be 100 degrees outside. There'd be ice on the fucking wall.
Yep. Freeze up's the first thing I checked. I checked the smell of the compressor. It wasn't burning up. It wasn't burned up. So there's a piece of electronic equipment in that AC somewhere that's not kicking in, or when it kicks in, it doesn't kick out. Quite frankly, I'd rather the son of a bitch kick in and not kick out. So,
But you're
Right.
killing an electricity bill.
well, we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, let's not discuss the electricity
Let's
bill.
not talk
Back
about.
to the conversation on fossil fuels.
Ooh, right.
Right.
Yeah.
We just tried to get it right
You know, so, but, you know, let's think about it. The new AC will be in on the 11th, so it'll be installed, hopefully, next weekend. So, this thing here just needs to keep cooling until then, because let me tell you what, I'm a hot-tempered old MFer.
Coot.
Old coot.
Coot.
Yeah.
Old horse.
When I'm trying to work and answer phone calls, and it's 90-something degrees in here, it doesn't, you know.
Is that called a
That's
hot-blooded man?
Say what?
Is that called a hot-blooded man?
Not good
I
for
can
your health.
imagine that your temperature goes up along with the stupidity of the person you're talking to.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, okay.
Don't mean to change the topic. Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, my Discord is messing up really bad. I'm gonna exit out and I'm gonna come back in just so if anybody asks or is giving me a question.
All right. Well, you know, if we read over in the comments, and Dave, I apologize, I missed some of your comments. I got on a tear. He says it takes carbon emissions to create electricity. It does not nowadays. They can get around it. Cold fusion is a good idea. Tesla had free energy. That was a misnomer. Oh, the old Tesla. Well, yeah, he did, and he got killed because of it. Let's see. Not littering is like opening the door for someone. Well, for you it is, and for me it is, and maybe for somebody like, you know, Lester and Clint, and maybe some of the other gentlemen, I use that term lightly, that may watch our broadcast, may open the door for someone else, but most people don't nowadays. And the earth, you know, the earth will eventually freeze and will be gone. Well, yeah, the earth will either freeze or it'll burn up in an fiery inferno when the sun implodes on itself. You know, nothing is forever.
Hopefully we'll be dead and gone by that time.
Yes, I'm sure we will be.
We hope so.
One can hope.
Right.
You know, the thing is, you think your kids or your kids' kids are gonna be here.
What kids?
Well,
I ain't
could
got
you
no
all
kids.
please keep your... Could you guys all please just keep your Gulf of Mexico storms down there? Because I don't need them up here.
Well, we try, baby, but it just doesn't work. We figure by the time they hit North Louisiana, they should be burned up, but they just don't. They keep going and
They
going.
just keep going. Yep.
They were saying this morning on the news that this thing that's going to hit here tomorrow and Tuesday is the first time that a tropical anything has hit Minnesota since the 1800s.
Yep.
Yep.
Us Louisiana, Texas people got a
Welcome
hot
to our reality.
air. Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I went ahead and left South Central Texas, because I got tired of rebuilding after freaking hurricanes.
Right.
You know, and after seeing the aerial shots and seeing the Liberty property for myself some years later, I'm glad we left when we did. There's nothing left of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
I believe you were.
Big old oak tree fell on that damn trailer house.
Yep, yep, yep. I mean, hell, that old oak tree was over 200 years old anyway, and I think the only thing that held it up when we were all there was all of our energy.
Talk
the
about
vine.
Mother Nature revenge.
Yeah, right. You know, but you know, and let's get a little honest here. I don't think pagans have lost respect for Mother Earth. I think the pagans of 2020 is just like every other human being in 2020. It requires a conscious effort not to throw a bubble gum wrapper on the ground. It requires a conscious effort not to throw a cigarette butt on the ground. And it requires a conscious effort to change how we live in our day-to-day daily lives.
And it's uber impossible if you go to the grocery store or you go to the gas station and get a soda or whatever. Everything that you have comes in plastic that doesn't disintegrate ever.
Yep. Yep. I mean,
So even while you're being conscious doesn't mean you necessarily can accomplish what you're trying to.
Yeah, they need to go back to glass bottles, glass containers.
That would be nice.
Plain and simple.
Does
Get rid
glass
of all
or
the plastic.
eventually disintegrate?
No, glass can be broken down, remelted, and reused. It's a simple process. It's not very costly to do, but plastic takes a lot to remelt and reuse.
yeah, and the chemical properties of all the different types of plastics too. Once a piece of plastic is formed, you may not have two plastic bottles that have the exact chemical compensation in them.
Oh no, look at your water bottles. Your water bottles, used to you'd get a water bottle, it was nice and firm. Now it's so flimsy.
Oh yeah, you end up squirting water all over the place just trying to open the damn thing.
Yeah, I know. It's like they took some of the chemical makeup of the plastic to make it thinner. And in the process, they weakened the plastic. It still doesn't disintegrate. It still won't, but it's easier to recycle this way. But
Right.
nobody does it because it's too damn cost
Right,
prohibitive.
right.
Think of all the happy little kids would be if we went back to glass bottles and they could all start making money by collecting bottles again.
Yeah.
That would be.
That 5-cent deposit.
Dude, I'd be
Yeah,
fighting.
buddy. Yep.
I'd be fighting them for it.
You know how
We
much?
used to do that when we were children.
Yep.
We'd go
Yep.
around the neighborhood and pick up empty Coke bottles.
Absolutely. I bought all kinds of toys and bubble gum and everything else with that glass bottle deposit.
Yep.
Showing your age, people. You're showing your age.
I know it.
Yeah, well, you
Don't
can
talk
help
about it, girl. You did it too.
But now, of course, we're not going to talk about how many of us would go around behind the store and pick up the bottles that had already been turned in and go back through the woods and come walking up the road with our little red wagon full of bottles and turn them in again.
Yeah, we were kind of.
You would never do that, right? Not you.
Nah,
We wouldn't
no,
do that. No,
no,
not at all.
no, not me. Absolutely not. I would never be guilty of that.
Oh my God, lightning
Careful that
strike.
lightning strike, bro. It might be coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Better watch it. Air conditioner will stop talking.
Hell freeze over again.
Or as in my mama used to say,
Oh my
God's gonna get
gosh.
you for that.
You guys, is that what happened in your office, Don? Is that why it got so cold? Is because hell froze?
Pagans first have to believe in hell for it to freeze over. Thank you very much.
Okay, Valhalla then.
Valhalla's a nice place from what I hear.
Okay,
Isn't
the
hell a
underworld
Norse
then.
goddess?
Yes, she is, and that's where we got the name Hell from.
Yeah.
That was the place where the warriors who did not die in battle went.
Yeah, went to see Helena.
Yep. That's where the
God knows
Christian
there
concept
isn't a
of hell
mother
came.
anywhere that can't punish better than mother.
Yeah.
I don't know. My old man tore my ass up several times.
The willow switch, Clint. The willow switch.
Oh boy. Guys, I'm going to ask you to excuse me for just a second. I got to go to the pate. I'll be right back.
All right, we'll keep it talking. All right, back on topic. Mother Earth.
Well,
Let's see.
speaking of Mother Earth, what about the waste that we produce?
Yeah, where does that all go? They haven't recycled that yet.
Actually,
Well,
some
they-
places are.
Yeah.
They do recycle it. It's, I don't know, it feces and human feces and stuff like that doesn't get used like we use cow manure or horse manure.
They're using that as a fossil fuel over in some places.
Yeah, because of the methane it produces.
Right. They were talking about that the other day about it.
Methane can be cleaned up and used as a natural gas.
Does anybody ever sit and wonder sometimes whether or not Mother Nature's taking it all back at this point? We are dealing with higher temperatures, more water, more disasters, more storms, more pandemics, more everything than ever has been in at least my history anyhow. So I'm just kind of curious what everybody else.
Well, it's like I said to begin with, this pandemic is Mother Nature's way of culling the population down, just like she does in nature.
She had the hurricanes, she's had the floods, hurricane floods, fires,
Earthquakes,
Earthquakes.
fires.
mudslides, all that wasn't enough, so they come up with this.
I'm patiently waiting for Yellowstone to kind of disappear and about half of the Midwest.
That I don't know, but the way the
volcano.
reports and stuff that they're saying, it's starting to wake up because they're having anywhere between 15 to 50 mini earthquakes every day.
Oh yeah, it's going to come to a head and have a volcano there at one point.
Sorry about that, guys. Body says you gotta go. You gotta go.
Talking about the... Dang. California just had an earthquake because of that. 5.5 on the Richter scale.
Wow.
That's a baby.
That's the baby.
Yeah, it's still enough to rock your world, though.
So when they
Right
get
up-
up into them 7.0s and higher, that's when you got an earthquake.
Yeah.
No, it's when
Well,
you chuck your...
the size of the super volcano would literally take out parts of Canada all the way down as low as Oklahoma and as far east as Ohio, I've been told.
Yeah, the fallout, the ash and pyroclastic blast would do some major damage.
Well, a lot of people in along that nature, a lot of people don't realize human beings are passengers.
Yeah,
I
we
think
just
we're
along for the ride.
parasites.
Yeah, we are technically.
Yeah,
If you look at it that way, we are
yeah,
nothing but a bunch of parasites.
yeah.
We're the fleas on the back of humanity.
Well, I mean, we're the fleas on the back of Mother Earth. I mean, you think about it.
Yeah.
We're the only living creature on this planet that has the power and the ability to wipe out all life on the planet.
And we're doing a damn good job of it.
Yeah, we are. I mean, but, you know, let's think about it in retrospect, okay? In retrospect, I'm going to say over the last 30 years, there have been movement to make things better. I mean, yeah, okay, it's not going fast enough, and yeah, okay, it could go a hell of a lot faster and people could get off of their asses and do something. But things have gotten better.
But I have a question for you. If that's the case, if things are better, then why is it that we had dolphins in Venice and all sorts of other wonderful things that start to happen, and the people that I've seen who have been told that it didn't take but like 60 days and all of a sudden the earth started to heal herself, but we turned back the clocks and all talk of that stopped and all the pollution started over again and nobody cared?
Because that's human nature.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit about anybody else but ourselves.
Yeah. And I like, oh hell, call me an optimist, but I like to think that enough people noticed. I mean, it was always said there's proof in the pudding. Well, anybody that, you know, is watching our broadcast now and will be watching our pre-recorded broadcast on our shared archive networks, think about the changes that have happened to Mother Earth just in the since, I have to say it, since January, okay, over the last 6 months. Because all of this shit really started coming to fruition in January. By February it was in full swing, and by March it was, oh, we're gonna die. Okay, yeah, well, we're gonna die, and we all are eventually, and you know, personally I don't want to be taken out by a virus, because a lot of the research I've done, that's a nasty way to go. But Mother Earth decided that, okay, you want to be stupid, let's see what happens.
Well, I hate to sound like the protagonist here, but until mankind starts issuing population control, and I know that sounds wrong, but limiting families to 4 unit, mother, father, and 2 children, and we get a control on the overpopulation of Earth, things cannot get better. When you have people popping out, 16 kids, it's not good for the economy, it's not good for Mother Earth, it's not good for anybody.
Unless you're a farmer who needs those kids to do all the work.
What farmers still exist, honey? Think about it. The farming society is gone.
Not
I
all of it.
graduated from high school with a family who had 19 children, and I looked at that woman and I thought to myself, I have no idea what else you did with your life, but you must have had a great time.
Oh yeah. But that was a different time frame. Nowadays, there are no farming communities really left. I mean, yeah, there are still some areas that still do farming, but there's no need for having 15 kids. There's no need to force them to work in the fields. You have machinery for that.
Well,
Back to the fossil fuels again.
Well, yeah, sadly. And I can tell you, we've been up here since 2008. The area that we're living in now, when we moved here in 2008, less than a half mile up the road was all cornfields where they...
And they're all gone now, right? They're all nothing but housing complexes.
Right. In the last 6 years, just in a 5 mile, if you take a needle and put it on the map and draw a 5 mile circle around this house, over 1,500 houses have gone up in 6 years.
Damn.
And
it's
they're
the same
in the,
down here.
huh?
It's the same down here. The cattle land that we used to have is all becoming
All gone.
subdivisions, and
Yeah.
we're producing less and less food and producing more and more people.
Yeah.
Well, the equation's not going to work out eventually, and people are going to end up starving.
Yeah. And
So population control is key
well,
to repairing the way things are going.
at the risk of getting hammered, decapitated, something, Mother Earth has a very interesting way of performing her own population control.
I just got finished saying that while you was taking your potty.
Okay, well, I agree with you then, Lester. I mean, we can think about typhoons, tsunamis, Mother Earth just simply doing what she does. You know, I mean, we have an atmosphere that is very alive and it's very active. And
we keep cutting down them damn trees.
Yeah. And we keep
to build more of them houses and
yeah, and we keep digging holes and putting caustic materials down in the holes that bleed into the water supply. And let's not even talk about the fluorocarbons that we're turning loose into the air. Let's talk about what's going into the oceans and into the groundwater and into fracking, and that's a whole nother
oh yeah, that's a big
conversation.
subject there.
But you think about it. Anybody that has ever studied hydraulics, liquefaction, hydrolysis, and the effect of hydrolysis causing liquefaction, anybody that, Lester, I know you and I have studied and talked about this when we were younger.
Well, yeah, we worked in the oil field.
We did, yes, and we witnessed firsthand, or I did for sure, when you're drilling a hole and you hit a gas pocket and all of a sudden the rig starts shaking and vibrating.
Ow.
If you're lucky, it don't catch fire.
Right, but I've been on workover rigs that in the process of bringing pipe out of the hole, we release an air pocket, and I've seen a rig sink 4 inches into the ground. And anybody that's ever seen a workover rig, that's no small piece of equipment.
Hell, I've seen the whole rig fucking disappear.
That I've not seen except for on videos, and dude, that's an awesome sight.
Yep, down there and not too far from here, around New Iberia, they had a whole rig disappear, along with about 50 acres of land and several
Oh,
communities.
yeah, yeah, I remember that.
All because they hit a salt dome.
Ugh.
Yep. And salt's not real good to build on. Shit moves.
Well, no, there was a salt mine,
Mm-hmm.
and the wall of the salt mine got fractured by the drill pipe,
That's what I'm
and
talking
all
about.
the water from the lake went.
Right.
And so did the rig.
Right. But at the end of the day, what... And see, here's the question that people ask me. And I've never had an answer. The only answer I've ever had is do your part, like we were talking about earlier. People have asked me, what can pagans do? Do your part. Pagans, non-pagans, human beings, do your part.
You see litter on the ground, pick it up.
Yeah.
It comes back to a question I was going to ask at the end here, which is, and it may be a complete topic for maybe, I don't know, 3-4 weeks. I don't know. But I don't know if it ever has been. I kind of feel like in tribal worlds it was more than it is now. But how did we get so selfish? How do we fix it? And how do we change how it goes forward? Because the selfishness in this country, in this world, is absolutely toxic.
I got it. Here we go. The way I do it, to make an effort at it, it's like pay forward. Or you see someone in the store and they like groom you or something, you say, hi, how you doing? Or just to make it a better atmosphere. Or someplace, if someone's a homeless person, they're out there inside the street, you can look at them and you tell if they're homeless or not. Give them a couple dollars. Or, like we said, there's trash. We were getting out of the car at the filling station and there was trash on the ground. I picked it up. I had a glove on, but I picked it up and put it in the trash can. And some lady over next door to me says, thank you. And it's like, oh, okay, thank you. I'm just trying to do my part in this world. That's all you
There
can
was
do.
there was a lady that came through the drive-thru the other way. I watched her unwrap candy wrapper. I watched her drop it out the window, and I got on the microphone and said back to her, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It looks like you dropped your candy on the ground. Did you mean to do that?
Yeah. All you can do is try, guys.
Jamie, you asked a question. When did we get so selfish? If we think about the original Indians that first inhabited the Americas, they took
The natives?
the natives, they took what was needed, they used only that which needed to be used to function within their daily lives.
Hey, Doris, how's it going? Whoop. Hey, Deb.
At the same time, Don, though, they also gave back. They, like many pagans at this point, don't take anything without giving something back. So whether it was a tobacco offering or whether it was something else, whatever that sacrifice or offering was, it wasn't one side.
No, it wasn't. And if you take a look at the Aboriginal tribes, you take a look at the different ancient societies that were here, and I'm actually going to step out and be able to answer your question, Jamie. The non-white, non-Anglo-Saxon non-warmongering early Judeo-Christianic societies, the African tribes took care of their Mother Earth.
It's tribal.
The Egyptians took care of their Mother Earth. The Indians took care of their Mother Earth. The Greeks, the Romans, the Celts.
I beg to differ on that.
Hang on. Let me finish. The Romans, or the Greeks, the Romans, the Celts, they built very large structures that produced boatloads of trash. They dumped their waste into local rivers. The British cities, and say what you want, but America was populated in the beginning by the British, quote, criminals that were sent over here that couldn't be dealt with in Britain. And I'm not coming down on the Brits, don't get me wrong. But if
Well,
you,
it's not just the Brits, it's the Spanish, the French, the English.
yeah, but let's think about something though, Lester. When you step outside of, like Jamie said, your tribal communities, and you get into these great, big, huge, rich societies that feel like it's not my job, I want my money, there's your answer.
Well, that was the point I was going to try to make, was that the fall of human society started with the Romans,
Yeah,
because the Romans were power hungry and thought they could rule the world, and in the process of doing so, they conquered the Celts. Well, at least attempted to conquer the Celts, but and the Gauls and the Germanic tribes and the African tribes and all the other tribes.
don't forget the Pictish tribes that whooped their ass.
Well, that's why I said they tried to conquer. But the point is, the Romans had this mentality that we rule the world, we can do what we want, and nobody can stop us.
Welcome
And
to
yet-
Romanica.
Yeah, welcome to Romanica. The Pax Romana.
Right.
But the Celts were not a trashy people. They did not build great monuments. They had midden piles, yes. Every society has a midden pile,
Right.
the trash dump. But the Celts were more like our American Indians than the Romans ever were. They honored Mother Earth. We had the Druids, we had, their society lived off the land, and Rome came and said, well, we want the land, y'all can't have it. Just like the English and French and Spanish settlers did when they came to the Americas. Well, you can't own the land, we have it. And they wiped out the Indian nations. They did this by either war or by disease.
Yeah.
Because isolation of the Americas, we didn't have things like smallpox and chickenpox and yellow fever until the Europeans came to this continent.
Right.
So the fleas left that dog and came over here and jumped on this one.
Yep.
Right, and transmitted the Lyme disease, as it were.
Right. So,
What the-
go ahead. What?
What were you going to say? Hello.
Somebody was going to said something and they dropped.
I think so.
Did you hear me now?
Ah, we can hear you
Now
now.
we can hear you. Well,
Poof.
All right, one more time. With the pandemic, I just noticed that people are becoming more and more selfish. It's like, I don't care about anybody else but me. I don't want to wear a mask because I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And nobody cares about anybody but themselves.
yeah, but that's been like that forever.
Yeah, I was
The
going to say
pandemic
there.
just spotlighted it.
Yeah. I mean, they've always been,
Agreed.
you know. But, and I mean, we're at the 55-minute mark, so I need to start rolling it down. But I think at the end of the day, what it's really all going to come down to is I do my part. You do your part. And even if it becomes a little uncomfortable to you, do your part. I mean, like Cindy said, you know, find you some little grabber grippies, you know, for those of us that can't bend over real well, and just reach down and pick that piece of trash up and drop it in the trash can. You know, get involved in environmental programs that make a difference. And the only thing we can do is do our part. I know as a pagan myself, I have not lost respect for Mother Earth. I, like everybody else, am wrapped up in life. I'm going to turn on my AC. I'm going to put gas in my car. I've got to go to work. But I'm also trying real hard to do the things that need to be done to, I would imagine, make a difference. Anybody else have any closing remarks?
Got one.
Come on.
Humanity as a whole needs to do something to change. If they don't, Mother Earth's going to take care of it for us. And we're not going to like the end result. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Yep.
My closing comment, I think that the two of them go hand in hand. I think that the longer we remain so selfish and so self-centered, the less likely we are going to be able to protect and heal Mother Earth. And so I think that the biggest thing is to help yourself, but help your neighbors and pick up their trash too if you see it, and do whatever we can to show that we don't live in a world on our own. This isn't an island. We live in a world of a culture of people that have to take care of each other, or we will all die.
Yeah, good point. Anybody else?
They both said it all.
Yeah. And you know, here's the thing. We all got to do our part. We all got to do our part. And, you know, but we'll be getting ready for Live with the Shaman. That shows at 11 a.m. Central Time over on Live with Shaman. Well, folks, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Try to do your part. And never lose respect in Mother Earth, because, you know, it's like it's been said a million times. Until you decide to make a difference, until you decide that it's a difference worth making, there's not going to be any change. Raise your kids to make a difference. You make a difference day by day. Thank you for watching Open Pagan Church. We hope everyone has a really good week, and we'll see you next time right here.